Cześć, witajcie, z tej strony Domin, witam was na kanale Simon12. I dzisiaj sobie na live pogramy w CSI Kryminalne Zagadki. Wczoraj było Lego Batman 3 poza Gotham, dzisiaj wracamy do CSI i kontynuujemy trzecie śledztwo z 5 w tej grze. Dobra, wchodzimy do gry. Dobra, już jesteśmy. Trzecie śledztwo. Dawno nie grałem, bardzo dawno nie grałem w tą grę, ale musimy w końcu skończyć tą grę i jakąś inną rozpocząć na live. Dobra. Tutaj jakieś odciski palców musimy zbadać. Dobra. Odcisk palca z mikrofonu. Dobra. I próbka B. Kartyka cywilna. Nic tu nie ma. Odcisk etykiety na butelce. Jest. Teraz musimy sprawdzić, co to pasuje. Nie, tu chyba nie pasuje do tej próbki. Sprawdźmy. A tu chyba pasuje. Tak, pasuje. Odciski palców.
Nice work.
Odciski palców Andrei. Dobra. To odcisk palca z mikrofonu już mamy. Dobra, jeszcze mamy odcisk z etykiety na butelce. Może palca Ediego. Nie, to nie jest takie same. Andrei też nie. Dobra, kogo tu mamy? Tu odcisk zagadki butelki. Nie, tu kawałek jest. Nie, to nie będzie pasować. Zakrętki butelki. Nie, chyba na razie tego nie zrobimy. Dobra, ale chociaż odcisk palca z mikrofonu wiemy, tylko on leżał. Dobra, teraz tutaj sprawdźmy coś. Po tu mam krew ze słomki.
Those aren't a match.
Nie pasują do siebie.
Those aren't a match.
To tak samo.
Those aren't a match.
I to tak samo. Chyba nie mam nic innego, tak? Tylko to mam, dobra. Dobra, tu nic do zbadania. Tam coś mamy? Tak, mamy list z pogrózkami. Bo te coś zbadaliśmy. Dobra, sprawdźmy. A nie mamy z czym to porównać. Pogrózkawa, śruba, bolec. Tak, nie mamy z czym to porównać jeszcze. A nie, to już zrobiliśmy chyba. Dobra. Lokacje. Te 3 lokacje, w których byliśmy, zrobiliśmy całe na 100%, czyli studio nagraniowe, kasyno i luksusowy apartament. Dobra, udajmy się do biura Brausa. Dobra. Możemy dostać nakaz. Eddie Dillis.
Eddie had the schematics of the echo pedal, which he thoughtfully left his prints on, and now evidence indicates he fooled with the power cords. Let's get the manager-producer over here and see if he can manage to produce an explanation.
Dobra. Przesłuchajmy tego Ediego.
Before we start, mind if I call you Eddie?
Yes, I do mind.
We need you to help us through a few snags we've run into.
Dobra. Mamy tutaj gościa. W jaki sposób pańskie odciski palców znajdują się na pedale echo Andrei?
If you know, tell me, 'cause I don't.
That pedal was altered for a shocking reason, and the schematics we found on the computer in your studio would have been very helpful to whoever did it.
Yeah, right. Look, I'm sure this is all very interesting. And when you work it all out, be sure to leave a message on my machine. I have a business to run and to promote, and the entertainment news people happen to be waiting for me at my studio right now.
We're interested in some news too. As in how that doctored pedal changed the current on Andrea's mic. In your studio we found this prong that was pried off the power cord on Andrea's mic. Without that prong, the power cord couldn't ground the current, and Andrea and the band took the full jolt.
Right. A tragedy. And you obviously know more about it than I do. Than I care to, really.
Kto jeszcze ma dostęp do pańskiego studia?
Our tech Todd's there time to time. Does some AV work at the studio. The band, of course. Kathy and Andrea both recorded there.
Let's see if this melody is familiar. Your show's in the dumper, network's threatening to pull it from the schedule and toss you in the circular file, should the finale tank. The train's threatening to sue you over their best tracks in years, possible CD or two, DVD action. And you decide dying would be a good career move for these ungrateful, overage bad boys. You latch onto that echo pedal and its power cord, download some schematics, and soon you've created some very real buzz for Bullet Train.
Whoa. Guys, look, back off, okay? Think. Just think for a minute. Bullet Train. Those guys were a pain in the ass, but what rock group isn't? They were laying down great sides, and if the TV ratings weren't high enough for the execs, we were still playing to a way bigger audience than the band had seen in years. Why would I want to wreck that train? I can't explain how that stuff got in my studio, but I do remember the morning of rehearsal, Todd came by the studio. The stage set had been trashed in the night, and I was so furious. I was so upset I ran over there to check out the damage. I must have touched that pedal then.
Domyśla się pan, kto zniszczył scenę?
Probably that psycho bitch Jill Wild. Not that I can prove it. I mean, you know she's raised ex-ball and chain, right? And she was bent out of shape. The band taking on a new lead singer in such a public way. Don't know, don't care. But you can pretty much bet the bank that she's wasted. But in which Vegas bar tonight? Now that's a gamble. I don't have any more information to give you.
Dobra.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Porozmawiajmy teraz z tym technikiem, jak możemy.
I'm pretty sure I told you everything I know already.
Nie, jednak nie wiem. Dobra. Nowa lokacja się nie odblokowała. Dobra, porozmawialiśmy z tym typem. Ale co dalej? No jeszcze tą próbkę mam niezbadaną, ale nie możemy z niczym to połączyć. Tutaj mam tylko tą krew. A tu mam ten list z pogrózkami. Ale teraz nie mam z czym to połączyć. Nie, my to już zrobiliśmy, pamiętam. Ale tu są te sprawy, tak? Mamy na razie 3 podejrzanych. Todd Hinckley, Katie Santana i Eddie Dillis. Yes. Może udaje mi się zaraz doprowadzić. Na razie te 3 lokacje, co mieliśmy, na razie wszystkie 3 na 100% badaliśmy. Nie no, oni już nam nic nie powiedzą.
Hey,
Dobra.
you need a hint?
Dobra, niech
I
może...
might be able to help you, but remember, it might count against you in your evaluation.
Dobra, niech nam podpowie. Trudno. Raz może. Zdobyciu liściku z pogrózkami. Coś z tym mogę zrobić, jak tym tutaj nam kazę. Ale przecież nie mam nic, co z tym mogły połączyć. Zaraz, czekajcie. Coś z liścikiem z pogrózkami możemy zrobić. Ale tu nie znaleźli żadnych próbek z CSI. Dobra, niech tam jeszcze
Hey.
powie.
You need a hint? I might be able to help you, but remember, it might count against you in your evaluation. I've updated your case file with a hint.
Dobra. Aha. No w sumie no to bym nie spadł. Do Katie, tylko gdzie ona była? Chyba w luksusowym apartamencie? Była to Katie i wtedy nową lokację odblokujemy. Tak, jest Katie. O kurde, masa pytań. Dobra, ale już z podpowiedzi nie będziemy używać. Dobra. Czy Todd Hinckley miał obsesję na punkcie Andrei?
That's kinda harsh, isn't it? Obsessed? Todd? Oh, he's harmless. Yeah, sure he dug her, but he's a roadie with a crush on a lead singer. He couldn't get closer to her than the soundboard. I mean, seriously.
Wie pani skąd wziął się ten list z pogrózkami?
Okay, now I know that looks bad, but listen, you have to promise this goes nowhere except police places, okay? I mean, you're gonna think I'm being catty about Andrea, and I'm not. I don't judge people. Thing is, she's kind of a party girl with the guys in the band. I mean, not a slut, definitely not a slut. Just hanging out after hours. And you know how it is. I don't think Ray's ex-wife Jill was thrilled when she heard about it. Ray and Andrea were starting to move past just partying to something more serious. Jill Wilde? She was great. In her day, you know? Bullet Train's first lead singer way back when, in the 80s. Really talented. A real golden oldie. She and Ray, they had a nasty breakup. But, you know, I don't think she really ever got over him. She still performs, which I think is so sweet. At a lounge. Here at the casino, as a matter of fact.
She performs here? I must have missed a sign.
Yeah, so did I. Brings in the older crowd. My God, you don't think she could be responsible? Could she have loved Ray so much that she... You don't really think that, do you?
Nową lokację, dobra, czy Todd jest zazdrosny facetem?
Could Todd Hinckley have known that Andrea was hooking up with the band?
Sure, but what could he do about it? I think he had Andrea all built up in his mind and was probably, you know, disappointed that the object of his affection was pulling the train.
Może widowni się nie liczył.
Did you know that the TV studio wanted to fix the contest so that Andrea won?
What? You have to be kidding me! Those low-life bastards! I'll sue them! I'll sue their asses! I can sue them, right?
I'm hired to enforce the law, not interpret it. That's for a lawyer. Maybe Eddie can hook you up with his, since the two of you have been working to ditch the band and profit from the TV show recordings.
You've got me all wrong. All I ever wanted, ever dreamed of, was singing with Bullet Train. Not just any band, but the Train. I loved that band since I was a kid, and I wouldn't risk blowing my big chance.
Mamy płytę demo do Diego.
So why do all the demo CDs at his studio have only your vocal tracks on them?
How would I know? Maybe there's a CD of Andrea, too. Maybe Eddie was making sure he'd have a CD ready after I won. Or, yeah, if she did.
There's no evidence of an Andrea-only CD, and you seem real sure you'd be the winner. Why?
I believe if you work hard and keep the faith and trust in yourself, you will win. It's all about self-confidence. Sure, anything can happen, but go back and see who's racked up the fan votes.
Dobra.
I'd like to help, but I just can't think of anything else right now.
Dobra, już ją spytaliśmy, nową lokację dostaliśmy. Czyli sala dla ekskluzywnych graczy. Dobra, chodźmy tam. Nowej lokacji. Którą miejsce nie zbadaliśmy i nie byliśmy w nim. Tu jest jakaś baba.
Excuse me.
No autographs, okay? I always sign after the show, but
We're with the crime lab, Miss Wilde.
Dobra. Gra zapisana. Teraz ją przepytajmy.
oh, yeah, I was expecting you. About Ray, right?
We're sorry for your loss. Why were you expecting us?
Oh, well, yeah. Todd? Knew him since he was a baby. Anyway, he called and gave me chapter and verse, but this is not a cool time. I've been drowning my sorrows in booze and blackjack with a black coffee antidote that didn't take. I got more witnesses than those Jehovah cats.
Czy zostawiła pani Andrei Stevenson tę kartkę?
If I wrote that little bitch a note, it'd be 2 words long. The second would be you, and you can deduce the first, Columbo. Ugh, next question.
Czy zespół miał jakiś wrogów?
I don't know. Why?
We have reason to suspect foul play in the deaths of your ex-husband and the other victims.
Really? You have reason to suspect. And you're wasting your time and mine talking to me. Hey, here's a wild hair of a suggestion. Why don't you go out and find the killer?
Żeśmy zaraz sypią z Andreą.
You must have been pretty upset when you heard about your ex-husband sleeping with a girl half your age. Who told you about them? Todd?
I don't remember who told me because it just wasn't that important to me. Who he swaps venereal diseases with nowadays, I could care less. I won't lie and say I'm shedding any tears over that selfish dickweed's death. Hey, I dumped him, by the way. Ancient history.
Must have been a real slap in the face when Bullet Train made a literal show out of finding a new lead singer. I mean, your voice was on every one of their hits. Then they make a comeback without you? You missed the train.
You haven't followed the little train that couldn't, have you? Since I booked, the 3 of them can't make a sandwich together without being arrested. Huh. Which theme park will they appear at next? Well, the suspense is killing me.
I understand your bitterness. You know, I saw you with the train back in '89. You weren't just the heart and soul of the act. You were the act.
Well, you're a man of rare taste and fine frickin' distinction. You ever been down here at the casino to see what I'm up to post-train? Room's a sellout, night after night, and I am rocking the roof off the joint.
Listen, I know you said no autographs, but I really am a big fan. It's Ward Brown. 2 R's and a K.
Blue eyes, you had me at Crime Lab. Whisper in my ear and I'll get you a backstage pass, too.
Just the autograph. Thanks. You have no idea what this means to me.
Dobra. Dostaliśmy autograf od Jill. I teraz możemy sprawdzić w laboratorium charakterystykę pisma. Dobra.
Eddie is a disgusting, slimy, backstabbing, self-centered, greedy scumbag. I guess he'd fit right in. Man, just thinking about it makes me lose my appetite.
Dobra.
Listen, my head's killing me. Take a hike.
Teraz możemy zbadać tę lokację. Dobra, kubek kawy deal. DNA deal, dobra. No i dobra, całą lokację już mamy zrobioną. Teraz możemy udać się do laboratorium. Gra zapisana. Dobra. Teraz będziemy sprawdzić tą charakterystykę pisma. Bo to jest list z pogróżkami. Nie to, przepraszam. To. Powiem szczerze, to jest identyko.
Somehow I don't think she was taking dictation when she wrote this threat.
Identyczny. Nie, charakter pisma, dobra. Nie, tutaj. Sprawdźmy. Krew wysłanki. I DNA.
The blood at the
That's
crime
the
scene belonged to a fabulous flashback. Nice job, partner. I'm sure Grissom will want to know about this latest development.
If it has anything to do with our quadruple homicide, I do.
Grissom, hey, my partner just placed the former Bullet Train singer at the crime scene. Her DNA was found on a makeshift coke straw found in the auditorium.
That's probably enough to bring drug charges against her, but it doesn't mean she put an early end to her former band's career.
No, but get this. We found a threatening handwritten note to Andrea Stevenson in her hotel room. Guess who composed it?
I don't have to. I can name that tune in one note. Let's bring in Miss Wilde and get her side of the story.
Dobra, nakaz przesłuchania dostępny u browsa. Dobra. Tutaj się nic nowego nie pojawiło. Sprawdźmy teraz to jest nie to samo. O, to jest to samo, znaleźliśmy. Odcisk.
Nickname Boogie Feet, age 52. Arrested for willful destruction of property, theft, and reckless endangerment for sneaking an ostrich into his hotel room.
Znaleźliśmy odcisk palca. Ray Brown. Dobra. No i dobra. Teraz udajmy się po nakaz.
You got nothing to
przesłuchania.
give a hint about right now, partner.
Kurde, nie tutaj. Lokacje. Biuro browsa. Dobra. Jill Wilde.
Evidence linking her to the crime scene, threatening letter from her to one of the Vics. Let's arrange a gig for her in the interview room and see if she'll sing for us.
Dobra. Przesłamy teraz ją w pokoju przesłuchań.
What? A stage where I wasn't wanted? Where I was being replaced? Hell no. Why the hell would I?
Ever suffer from nosebleeds?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Evidence at the crime scene put you there, possibly thanks to a certain expensive habit you have. Any comment?
No comment at all, because I have no idea what you're talking about. I do know I was never there, and you know why? Because I didn't want anything to do with those sons of bitches.
So you're saying you never party with those guys anymore? For old time's sake?
Yeah, sure. I get real nostalgic about those has-been jackasses. Always great to get high with a bunch of bring-downs. Hey, I grew up a long time ago. You want to find yourself a party girl? Look no farther than Miss Kathy Butterwood Melt.
A handwriting analysis confirms you wrote this note found in Andrea's hotel suite.
You manipulative, lying bastards. Now I know what my autograph means to you. I don't have to talk to you people.
Come on. Take us behind the music.
Look, I did write that note for Andrea, but it's not what you think. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Miss Wilde, we notice you have some sort of residue on the strap of your dress.
Okay. I got a rough schedule. Multiple shows night after night. Once in a while, I might need a little help before a gig. Understand? Bust me? What good does it do anybody?
We're gonna have to take a sample. It'll just take a second.
Make it quick, would ya? And Blue Eyes? You can forget about that backstage pass.
Osad z sukni Jill.
I told you what I know.
Dobra, czyli nam więcej nic nie wyśpiewa. Na razie wszystkie lokacje zbadaliśmy dogłębnie. Dobra, tu możemy sprawdzić ten osad. Dobra, zbadajmy.
This matches the chemicals found on Andrew's clothing. Same fire retardant found on the switch inside the echo pedal. Now how does this fit in?
Wzór chemiczny, wyniki środka gaśnicy z typowej gaśnicy. Dobra. No to co?
We got nothing to give a hint about right now, partner.
Już prawdopodobnie wiemy, kto ich zabił.
Hey, what's up? She's on her way to interrogation now.
Dobra, porozmawiajmy jeszcze raz z tą wokalistką pierwszą.
You know what song I'm gonna sing for you jokers? Silent Night. And it ain't even Christmas.
Fine, Ms. Wilde. For now, I'll take a solo. Your ex-husband's on national TV, seeking a younger, sleeker you. Finds one in Andrea Stevenson. You send a note to scare her off, but figuring that won't work, you show up with a fire extinguisher to dampen their hunka-hunka burning love. Afterward, you decide you've had it, so you break into the studio and steal Andrea's echo pedal. You open the pedal, improvise a few revisions, and put it back. The evidence ties you to the scene. Chemical residue connects you with the murder weapon. You wrote a threatening note to one of the victims, providing plenty of motive to ensure your farewell tour starts and ends on death row.
Listen, I get that this looks really, really bad, but you're reading it wrong. Yeah, I wrote that note all right, but I wasn't trying to warn her off Ray. I was trying to get her to leave poor Todd alone. That overgrown kid had been bitching about Andrea to me for weeks, figuring I'd be a sympathetic ear. I mean, Todd was crazy about Andrea from the start, but she thought he was a creep and told him so. And then, after she became a finalist, all of a sudden they're an item? I mean, Todd was close to the band. I figured the bitch had to be using him. Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you guys, even though I might be looking at a drug bust. But murder, that's not me. Yeah, I was there. I'd been drinking, I was high, and I couldn't stop thinking how Todd was getting the short end from that slut Andrea. So I went to the Jet to see him, to reason with the poor jerk.
Jet? Don't you mean Set?
No. They practically lived in that private jet of theirs. That Eddie character, he couldn't put the band up in hotels anymore, not with their track record of trashing the joints. Don't be too impressed. It's a rental. Talk to Eddie about it. Well, Todd normally crashes there, only when I showed up, Todd had split. Well, Ray and me, we got to talking, and hey, you know how it is. Sometimes old flames rekindle. He reminded me real quick what a self-centered ass he is. We were in each other's arms one minute. Next, I'm tossed off the jet like some damn groupie. I was beyond pissed off. I hauled it right over to that studio and I started tearing that crap apart. I probably lost that straw then. Last straw, right?
The residue we found on your dress was flame retardant. Any idea where it came from?
Not the slightest. Rest of the night, like I said before, I was around the casino. Didn't shower or change or anything. Maybe that retarded stuff was on the jet. Hey, listen, can you give me a pass on the drug thing? This gets out in the papers. I'll lose my lounge gig.
We'll see how your story checks out. We do appreciate your help, and this isn't a vice investigation. But, don't go on tour, Ms. Wilde. Only local appearances, okay?
Dobra. Teraz zapytajmy. Z
He's on his way
technikiem.
to interrogation now.
Z technikiem porozmawiajmy.
I'm pretty sure I told you everything I know already.
A nie, z nim nie możemy porozmawiać.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Porozmawiajmy z nim. O dobra, on coś może. Chcieliśmy się...
Take it up for a spin if it'll get this over with.
Dobra, dodano nową lokację. Więc chodźmy zbadać, czyli prywatny odrzutowiec. Więc to jeszcze nie koniec śledztwa.
Damn. Let's get to work.
Dobra, jesteśmy w prywatnym odrzutowcu. Dobra, gra zapisana. Dobra, teraz podajmy. Dobra, bierzmy gaśnicę. Dobra. Dobra, co tu mamy? Raz. Dobra, tu nic. Może tutaj coś spadamy. Tak, bo jeszcze coś znajdziemy tutaj. Tutaj może coś znajdziemy. Nie, tutaj nic. Dobra, zobaczmy co tutaj jest. No coś tutaj mamy. Kamerę jakąś? Tak. Ukryta kamera. Dobra, kaseta wideo z ukrytej kamery. Dobra. Nie, jeszcze coś tutaj znajdziemy.
We don't have permission to search this. Yet.
Nie mamy na to pozwolenia jeszcze. Więc dobra. Wracajmy do pokoju przesłuchań na razie.
Hey,
Może
what's up?
zdobędziemy pozwolenie.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Jeśli nie, to zbadajmy na początku co już mamy.
I don't have any more information to give you.
Dobra, na razie nie. Dobra, to udajmy się do laboratorium. Dobra, tu mamy do zadania. Mamy obróbka obrazu. Dowody. To jest właśnie kaseta wideo z ukrytej kamery. Dobra, otwórzmy. Dobra.
Nothing interesting on this frame.
O, tutaj coś.
What do we have here? Pedal with the missing screw. Printed pedal diagram. Todd may have given his life to Bullet Train, but it could be Bullet Train gave their lives to Todd. Nothing interesting on this frame.
No i dobra, i tyle. I tutaj mam coś do zbadania. I tą gaśnicę.
And now we know how our flame retardant entered the game.
Dobra. Teraz porozmawiajmy.
Hey, what's up?
Z technikiem.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Dobra. Tak, teraz będziemy z nim.
What?
Todd, you surprised me. You're not just a backstage boy. You're a player. A beauty like Andrea, man. Surprised the tape didn't melt. All it lacks is audio and maybe some funky 70s disco.
Cut me a break, guys. I said Andrea and me hit it off, so I wanted a video to remember it by. Well, if that makes me a pervert, I got a lot of company. It's not like I was gonna put it on the internet or anything.
That echo pedal and the schematics in your quarters made it onto your tape and gave us something to remember you by.
No, no way. That's a fuzzy, awful homemade video. You could never see stuff that small.
Maybe Andrea dug you, or maybe she was using you. But you didn't care. Either way, you jumped from stalker to rocker of her world. Only small world, the rest of the band was too. So you rig the pedal, but forget to put back the screw. The boys blasting that fire extinguisher, while the two of you were making it, that pushed you over. That erased any doubt, and the plan went from half daydream to full reality.
No.
Afterward, you went to Eddie's studio, and as soon as he left, planted evidence against him. What went wrong, Todd? Was it finding out Andrea was riding the entire train? Or did you decide if you couldn't have her, nobody could?
It wasn't supposed to be that way. I had no way of knowing those stupid bastards would take their boots off and get into it like that, holding on to her and her mic and the mic stand. Hell. But they liked her more than Kathy, didn't they? Wanted Andrea to win. She put the idea in my head. She told me if Andrea was gone, if she were around, I could really be part of the band. Only with Andrea, I'd always be just a nothing. Always a nobody. Then she said frame Eddie and be the train's manager. And none of those guys would ever push me around again. No, you're not listening. Kathy. That's not Andrea on the tape, it's Kathy. Kathy's the one that slept with me. Kathy's the one who slept with the band, not Andrea. Andrea was... She had more class than that. She was good. Too good for the train. Too good for me.
Okay, so Kathy dresses up like Andrea for a little role play in the hay. Then Kathy explains how you can have it all. Just reverse a little electrical switch and take Andrea out of the game.
Doesn't look like Kathy on the tape.
It's her all right. She said she found a memo in Eddie's studio about rigging the contest against her. She knew I was in a bad way over Andrea. So she started coming on to me. When, she was through servicing the band. She'd wear Andrea's clothes and put on a wig, and it was like I always dreamed. And Kathy said it would be like this all the time for me if she won. She made me feel like a winner for once. I never meant to hurt the boys. Suddenly they take off their shoes like Andrea, and I couldn't stop it. It was a total accident, a nightmare right in front of my face. Yeah, they could be mean, but I loved their music, and they were my whole life for as long as I can remember. I just wanted to be in a place where they'd have to respect me. Go ahead, arrest me. I deserve it for stupidity. But you've got to stop her. Kathy's the evil one. Look, that jet is mic'd to record audio for the TV show. There's a drawer just under the TV bar on the plane where the daily tapes are stored. You're gonna find tape 23 real interesting, especially about 3 hours in.
Dobra, więc udajemy się teraz do odrzutowca, więc teraz wszystko łączy się praktycznie w jedną całość. Dobra, czyli tutaj... Kaseta audio z samolotu. Dobra. Ale nadal to nie jest wszystko tutaj. W tym. Ale dobra. Udajemy się teraz do laboratorium. Dobra, i zbadajmy teraz tą kasetę audio.
This is what you want, isn't it? This is what you dreamed of. I'm the dream of her. And you can have that dream anytime, baby. Anytime. If you get rid of the nightmare, the her that won't give you the time of day. And I'll be her for you. For the band. And they won't laugh at you anymore. Not when you're the manager. Just do it. Do it. Rig the pedal. Smart man like you. It's easy. Use those schematics. You can figure it out in a second.
Surprise, Stinkley! What?
Well, that confirms Todd's story. He was coerced into rigging the echo pedal. Let's do a voice comparison to be sure it's Kathy.
Puta City.
Nice work. That's the bona fide imitation Andrea. Kathy Cantanta. So it seems Todd never did have a relationship with Andrea, except in his fevered imagination. So he settled on the runner-up. Let's bring her in.
Dobra. Nakaz aresztowania Katie, dobra. Sprowadźmy ją na przesłuchanie. Nakaz Katie.
Voice comparison proves that Kathy is the one who sexually coerced Todd into committing murder. Nice work. Without it, she might have skated.
Dobra, jest i Katie.
And he's named you as an accomplice.
I'm not surprised Todd was responsible. But you better think again about trying to bring me into it. That lunatic acted alone.
Actually, it was a duet. And we have one of your most spirited performances on tape. See how many notes it takes you to name this tune.
Just do it. Do it. Rig the pedal. Smart man like you. It's easy. Use those schematics. You can figure it out in a second. Well, that's not me. That's Andrea.
A reasonable facsimile of Andrea, but forensic voice analysis confirms the voice is yours.
No way. That's not me.
You may want to sing a different tune after you hear our rendition. Todd had a major yen for Andrea, who the band had pegged for their new lead singer. She snubbed Todd, and you stepped in, helped him live out his fantasy. And in the heat of that, you offered him so much more, a position of respect with his precious train. All he had to do was arrange an accident for Andrea, the woman who spurned him, plus help pin it on Eddie, eliminating him from the show before he could eliminate you.
You downloaded and printed the Echo Pedal schematics on Eddie's computer so Todd could alter it. You sold Todd by plying him with the loving attention Andrea refused him. You removed the competition, and a bonus track, the band that spurned you.
You become Train's last lead singer with those Train tracks in the can and go on to a high-profile solo career. Sweet.
I want a lawyer. You people are trying to railroad me.
Well, that's a new one, Kathy.
What do you mean?
First time I heard you sing the blues. Well, those hard-rocking dinosaurs may have had careers near extinction, but they, and the young and talented Andrea, just didn't deserve to meet Elvis so soon. On the flip side, Kathy and Todd only have one song to sing from now on, the Jailhouse Rock. Good working with you.
All right, here's your evaluation. For evidence, there were a few items you didn't find, or fully process. For hints, you didn't need many at all. And, at the end of the day, you followed the evidence to a clear conclusion. I can't argue with that. Not bad. You've earned a solid middle ranking. A couple of clear areas to improve for next time. And by the way, thank you for all the new specimens you found for my collection.
Dobra. Trzecia sprawa z 5 w tej grze ukończona. 3 dowody nam umknęły. Odblokowała nam się 4 z 5 spraw przedostatnia pod tytułem Prosto w oczy. Dobra. Rozpoczynamy 4. misję z 5. 4. śledztwo. Trzecie udało nam się w końcu ukończyć.
You're proving to be quite a talent. It's been a real pleasure hearing what my CSIs have to say about your work so far. That's why I'm handing you this case. A respected surgeon was brutally killed in his home earlier this evening. We've got only one witness, the victim's wife, a blind woman. Greg will shadow you on this one. Maybe he can learn something from you.
Greg teraz będzie naszym partnerem. Dobra, dodana lokacja, gra jest wpisana. Dobra, to rozpoczynamy 4. śledztwo. Jeszcze zaczniemy to 4. śledztwo. Dobra, idziemy do domu Dyra Banderita. Dobra, udaje się. Jeszcze skończyliśmy najważniejszą 3. sprawę. Zaczniemy sobie 4. i kończymy tego live'a.
Hey, thanks for coming aboard. From what I hear, you are the CSI to be partnered with these days. So anyway, welcome to the crime scene. Grisly murder, Vic upstairs in the bedroom. The decor? Early spatter. And his wife Amita didn't see a thing, being as she's blind. But we can count on her other senses being keen. So we have to interview her right now, despite her understandable shock.
Hey, looks like you got everything under control. I'll see you back at the office.
Dobra, przepytajmy panią, która jest niewidoma.
We're sorry to have to trouble you, Mrs. Vanderreet. We're with the Las Vegas Crime Lab. We understand you found your husband
My husband, Bryant, he was very tired because he worked so very hard. He often went to bed early. Tonight, he went to bed early. I do, actually. It was just before the BBC NewsHour on the radio. That would make it around 7. I often stay up to listen. They play international music after the news. That would make it just after 9 p.m. when I went upstairs. I entered the bedroom as always, and as always I spoke to him. He did not sleep deep, and would greet me when I joined him. But he did not answer, even when I raised my voice. I went to him and found the awful moisture. I knew it was blood almost at once. I could smell the blood. I had some moments of panic, and then I went to the phone and called 911, but I knew it was too late. His breathing, I could not hear it. Yes, I am blind in both the practical and legal sense.
How well do you see?
I have basic light and dark sensitivity. I cannot see objects or shapes, so I must rely on my hearing. My ears have become my eyes. No, my ears were as blind to it as my eyes. You see, I did not like to disturb my husband. As I said, he was a light sleeper when he could get sleep at all, so I use headphones after he goes to bed. I did faintly detect footsteps on the stairs, but I thought those were my husband's. He would often come down for a drink of water, or perhaps to take sleep medication. I surely must have. I cannot be specific. I was almost immediately in a panic, and my memory is but a blur.
Your clothing shows no overt signs of bloodstain, Mrs. Vanderreet.
I do apologize for that. I know I have probably inadvertently hurt your evidence gathering, but I felt compelled to change, to wash my hands, so as not to sit and wait in my husband's blood. I do have the clothing for you.
Blood transfer fairly minimal on these clothes, consistent with her interview. Let's take a look at the scene.
Dobra, obejrzyjmy. Zdobądźmy próbkę.
I cannot be sure. Pryor usually locks up before going to bed, but as I say, he was especially tired. Perhaps he forgot. Such a thought is unthinkable. Pryor was a shining star in the Indian community, well liked by his peers, adored by his patients. He leaves a terrible void. I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Dobra, spadajmy teraz to miejsce.
Dead or alive, I don't like touching insects. Grab it if you want. Grissom will appreciate it.
Dobra. Dobra, chodźmy teraz na piętro. O, tutaj coś mamy.
Bloody fireplace poker, and my usage isn't British. Probably an impromptu weapon picked up here at the house. You're close. Try something similar.
Dobra, pierwsza poslaka. No i dobra, jest tu ten ciało.
Massive bleeding from the head, spatter all around. Indicates blunt force trauma.
Dobra.
Height of the bloodstain indicates the attacker was short. 5'3", give or take. Definitely not a former NBA star.
Rozbita filiżanka, kolejna poszlaka. Dobra, tutaj mamy.
Ceiling spatter is consistent with the blunt force object being swung back for another hard blow.
Coś tu jeszcze znajdziemy. O, tutaj coś możliwe znajdziemy. Wydaje się, że chyba nic tu nie ma. Chyba, że tutaj nie, też nic nie ma. Dobra, nic tu nie ma. Ale tutaj coś mamy.
Fairly small print. If it's the attackers, we may be looking for a female.
Dobra. Kolejna poszlaka.
It varies according to the brand. Typically, I wear a woman's size 8.
Mrs. Bandery, may we take your slippers for comparison purposes? We found a footprint on the stairs, and if it's not yours, might belong to an intruder.
You know I will do anything in my power to find the demon responsible.
Dobra, kapcie mity.
I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Older style answering machine. Tape's missing. I guess they weren't getting their messages.
Brakuje kasety. Dobra, tutaj nic nie ma. Dobra, udajmy się na razie do laboratorium. I zbadajmy na razie to, co mamy. Ślady butów. Porównajmy.
There's more we should do with that item before we can process it.
A, jeszcze coś z tym do zrobienia, tak? Nie to. Dowody. Ale co jeszcze z tym do zrobienia? Nie wiem. Dobra, tutaj coś możemy zrobić.
It matches, but you're matching an unknown against an unknown, so we don't know anything. Always try to match to known samples.
Znanej próbki nie mamy. Tutaj możemy coś zrobić chyba. Aha, możemy to połączyć. Zaraz, ale jak to będzie pasować? A, chyba tak. To będzie tu. Nie, to nie tu. Nie, to nie pasuje. Ktoś tam. Teraz. Bo tutaj jeszcze mamy. Tutaj przewróćmy i to. Nie pasuje. Ale to może będzie pasować. Tak, pasuje. To będzie tutaj chyba, tak. To będzie tu. To będzie tutaj. Jeszcze zostały dwa kawałki. To będzie tu. I to będzie...
Missing a piece of the puzzle here, and the crime scene didn't give it up. Of course, the teacup could have been already chipped.
Dobra. Nie, żaden nie pasuje.
There's more we should do with that item before we can process it.
Ale co jest z tym do zrobienia? Dobra. Ale to byłoby na tyle na dzisiejszym live'ie. Dobra, gra zapisana. Dobra, wychodzimy. Dobra, pamiętajcie o łapce w górze, subskrypcji.